Alright guys, what's up? So today I'm gonna be discussing something that you guys have been asking for a while now in my comment section, and it's gonna be how to get better at COD Mobile. So I've come up with like 10 main ideas, things that were like to me the most important parts of it, and we're gonna be dividing that into three different categories. So first gonna be the basics, then the movement, and finally the hardest part, which takes a while to master, which is Gamesense. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so now that we're in the training range, we can properly discuss the basics. Sometimes when I'm talking about a specific thing, I'll probably roll a clip or two just explaining what it is, and yeah, or examples. So the first one's gonna be aiming. Aiming is literally just this.
Targets in sight.
Hello. Bukan.
Making your aim crispy will make you win a lot more gunfights easier, gives you a higher chance of surviving that fight, and overall makes you a better player. You know, you can't be a good player without good aim either, right? So if you know aiming by, just getting used to your sensitivity and all that, you can change it if you want, if you're not comfortable with it. You should also know pre-aiming, and I'll roll this clip just to show you an example. So yeah, as you saw from that clip, most of my kills just came from pre-aiming, and yeah, that's basically it. Pre-aiming just gives you an easier time on killing people. You just aim where you think that they're gonna come out. After aiming and pre-aiming, you should also know how to flick, because it kinda goes with it. So flicking is basically just this. You're just gonna flick to your target when your aim isn't directly on him. So it's just like that, but usually it's faster. So you should practice aim flicking like that, this, and like that. It's basically like from all directions. It's important because let's say you're aiming here, enemy pops out there, so you're gonna need to flick up like that. Alright, so next up is gonna be aim tracking and recoil control. So these two things, they go hand in hand, they work together. If you don't have good recoil control, then you probably can't have good aim tracking either. So I'll explain to you what aim tracking is. So aim tracking is basically you following the target like this, like that. Okay. So while your opponent is moving left or right, you have to know how to like follow him. It's so that you can just laser beam him while he's like running left and right. If you can't do that, and he can just like move side to side like this, and you will probably never kill him. So yeah, you need to know how to follow him. So another part of aim tracking is recoil control, and you need to master recoil control, because if you don't have a good recoil control, then you probably cannot shoot people from farther distances. And I'll show you an example of good recoil control. Actually, no, that was bad recoil control. Let me do that again. Yeah, that was a lot better. But as you can see, you kind of need good aim tracking and good recoil control to laser beam your enemies from a distance while they're moving left and right. So yeah. So now that we know the basics, we can move on to movement, and the first thing on movement is going to be slide peeking. Slide peeking is this, but we're not going to be using slide peeking, we're going to be using slide cancelling, and this is a move that a lot of pro players, including me, but I'm not pro, I'm garbage. Slide cancelling is a move that I like to use. It's my special move, it's my most overused move in COD. So it's going to be like this. Joke. It's gonna look like that. So while I'm in mid slide, I press aim to cancel the slide peek, which turns into a slide cancel. So as you saw from that clip, you can see that slide canceling is you not finishing the slide completely. It's you cutting the slide in half and pre-aiming to your target before the slide finishes. This makes it a lot harder for your enemy to hit you because he has to adjust his aim to your slide while you are already pre-aimed to him before he even gets to finish aiming on you. So yeah, it's really beneficial in a gunfight. And also, you saw where I always ran back to cover, like I went here, then went back out, then went back, and then came back out after getting tucked on the wall. I like to call that the fake, like it's like you're acting like you're running back, but then you're not. You're just getting ready to bamboozle him again after. Bamboozle! So yeah, that's it for slide peeking, slide canceling, and the fake peek. So next we have drop shotting and jump shotting. Drop shotting is basically you proning while you're shooting your opponent, so it's gonna look like this, something like that. Jump shotting is basically the opposite thing. It's just you spamming jump while shooting. Doing these two things makes it like so much harder for your opponent to hit you, and if your opponent has bad aim, then you're basically gonna win that fight 100%. Well, not 100%, but it's a really big chance. And if you know proning like this, then you should also know prone glitching, but this is gonna get nerfed soon, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail with it, but this is how it's gonna look like. So it's basically when you get on the floor, you press your crouch or prone button, whatever you're using, like the moment it hits the ground, so it's gonna be like instant. Alright, so for the last part, we have Gamesense, and this part I will not explain in this video because that's a whole different topic and it's kind of too long to explain, but I will make another video on it if you guys ask me to. So if a lot of you guys comment down below that you want me to explain Gamesense and everything about it, then yeah, sure, maybe next time. But for now, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.